You will not believe what just went down in Hollywood's most explosive love triangle yet. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and fans are absolutely shocked after a shocking confrontation between Chrisean and Blueface spiraled completely out of control. Sources say what started as a heated argument behind closed doors quickly escalated into a full-blown meltdown that had everyone around holding their breath. Rumors are swirling that Chrisean, known for her fiery personality, finally reached her breaking point when Blueface allegedly put paws on her, and things got messy in a way no one saw coming. Witnesses claimed the scene was chaotic, with shouting, stomping, and accusations flying faster than anyone could process. The family was left divided, friends were scrambling to intervene, and social media erupted almost instantly with fans picking sides and demanding answers. Was this the breaking point in a relationship that's already been on the rocks, or is there a shocking twist yet to come? One thing is for sure, no one walked away from this encounter unscathed, and the aftermath is sending shockwaves through the entertainment world. Stay tuned, because we're about to take you inside every moment of this emotional roller coaster, and trust us, you will not want to blink. The tension in the room was almost palpable the night everything spiraled out of control. Chrisean had arrived at Blueface's apartment with a storm in her eyes, and from the moment the door closed behind her, it was clear this was not going to be a casual conversation. Friends who were supposed to mediate stood frozen, sensing that the explosive energy between the two was about to erupt. The air was thick with accusations, past grievances, and unspoken resentments, and as Chrisean paced across the living room, she could barely contain the torrent of emotions building inside her. "I've had it, Blueface. I'm tired of being treated like I don't matter," she shouted, her voice cracking with a mix of anger and hurt. Blueface, leaning against the kitchen counter, tried to keep a calm exterior, but his jaw tightened with every word. "Chrisean, you know that's not what I meant," he said, though the hesitation in his tone betrayed the tension simmering just beneath the surface. As the argument escalated, witnesses described Chrisean's frustration as almost tangible. She threw her phone onto the couch and stomped around the room, each movement punctuated with a sharp exhale. "You think you can just do whatever you want, and I'll stay quiet?" "Not this time," she yelled, her voice reverberating off the walls. Friends tried to step in, putting their hands up and pleading for calm, but the storm had already broken. Emotions ran high, and the atmosphere was electric with anticipation as everyone sensed something dramatic was about to happen. Blueface took a step forward, and suddenly, what was supposed to be a verbal argument turned physical, according to sources. He allegedly reached out, putting paws on Chrisean in a way that shocked everyone in the room. The move was unexpected, aggressive, and for many, completely uncharacteristic. Chrisean's reaction was immediate and intense. She recoiled, screaming, "Don't touch me," and the shouting only intensified. Neighbors later reported hearing the commotion from outside the building, describing it as a chaotic symphony of yelling, stomping, and crashing objects. The couple's friends attempted to separate them, but the emotions were raw, and nothing seemed to calm the storm. One close friend, who asked to remain anonymous, said, "I've seen them fight before, but this was on another level." Chrisean was breaking down, and Blueface didn't know how to respond. It was scary. In the midst of the chaos, Chrisean's phone began ringing non-stop, notifications lighting up her screen from fans and family who had sensed something was wrong. She barely looked at it, her entire focus on the man who had pushed her over the edge, figuratively and literally. She shouted, "I trusted you. I let you in, and you humiliated me." The accusation cut through the room, leaving an awkward silence for a moment, before Blueface fired back defensively, "You always make it about me. You don't even see your own part in this." Friends described the scene as a mixture of heartbreak and shock. Some were crying, unable to witness the disintegration of a relationship they had hoped would survive the public eye. Others were frantically trying to mediate, pulling the two apart, but the emotional weight was overwhelming. Chrisean's emotions had completely taken over, and she began pacing again, kicking a chair in frustration. Tears streamed down her face, and she gasped between words, each sentence dripping with raw pain. "You don't care about me. "You only care about yourself," she yelled, and in that instant, the energy in the room shifted from anger to despair. Blueface's expression softened briefly, but his next words reignited the fire. "I do care, but you push me too far. You never let me breathe." According to sources, this was only the beginning. The confrontation, while already intense, took a darker turn when Chrisean accused Blueface of betrayal. "I see the messages, I hear the rumors, and I feel the stance. How can you act like nothing happened?" Her voice was trembling, a mixture of rage and heartache. Blueface, feeling cornered, tried to justify himself, explaining, "I didn't do anything, Chrisean. I swear." "You're letting your mind run wild," but the words did little to calm the situation. The back and forth escalated, with accusations, tears, and raised voices echoing through the apartment. The friends in the room exchanged worried glances, some shaking their heads, others trying to intervene, but no one could stop the storm. Outside the apartment, fans began speculating after live clips leaked online. Social media exploded with reactions ranging from disbelief to outrage, as fans debated who was truly at fault. Hashtags started trending almost immediately, with thousands of comments pouring in every minute. The drama had already captured the attention of the internet, and people couldn't stop watching. Some sympathized with Chrisean, expressing concern over her emotional state. Others blamed Blueface, saying he had crossed a line that should never have been crossed. The family was left divided as well, with some members calling to check on Chrisean, while others tried to reach Blueface, trying to mediate the situation. The ripple effects of this confrontation were felt far beyond the apartment walls. As the night dragged on, the drama intensified. Chrisean reportedly retreated to her room, slamming the door and locking it, only to have Blueface try to speak through it. The muffled shouting and cries from behind the door made friends even more frantic. "Please, both of you, just calm down," one friend begged, tears streaming down her face. Chrisean, unable to hold back any longer, screamed, "I'm done with this. You don't respect me, and I can't take it anymore," Blueface responded, voice cracking, "I never wanted this to get like this. Why are you punishing me?" The emotional complexity of the scene left everyone in shock. Sources revealed that the breakdown didn't end there. Friends said that Chrisean began messaging fans, crying out for support, while simultaneously confronting Blueface about past incidents she had never mentioned publicly. The confrontation turned into a public spectacle within hours, with screenshots, audio clips, and short videos circulating online. Everyone was watching, and the pressure on both Chrisean and Blueface intensified. The emotional stakes had never been higher, and the once private argument had transformed into a global conversation. Just when it seemed like the tension couldn't possibly get worse, an unexpected twist added fuel to the fire. A close friend of Blueface reportedly revealed that there had been other arguments earlier in the week, unknown to Chrisean's fanbase, that set the stage for this explosive moment. These private disputes, now public through leaks and insider accounts, painted a picture of a relationship teetering on the brink for weeks. The revelation sparked another wave of speculation, with fans debating what had actually happened and whether this confrontation was the breaking point. By the end of the night, witnesses say the apartment looked like a war zone. Furniture had been shifted, objects knocked over, and the emotional residue was heavy. Chrisean had cried herself to exhaustion, Blueface appeared both frustrated and regretful, and friends were left trying to salvage what little peace they could. The first part of the night's drama concluded with both parties physically separated, but the emotional and psychological damage was only beginning. The tension had set the stage for the next shocking chapter in a saga that fans couldn't turn away from, and social media was already buzzing with predictions, opinions, and heated debates. And just as everyone thought the night couldn't possibly hold another twist, sources hinted that what happened next would take the drama to an entirely new level. The fallout from this encounter was far from over, and the next chapter promised betrayal, shocking confessions, and emotional confrontations that no one would see coming. The first part of the story closed on a cliffhanger, leaving fans on edge and desperate to know what would happen when the storm reignited. The next morning, the aftermath of the previous night's chaos was impossible to ignore. Chrisean had barely slept, her mind replaying every word, every movement, and every accusation. Friends described her as a mix of exhaustion and lingering fury, pacing around her apartment while scrolling through the social media storm that had erupted overnight. Fans were shocked, and the comment sections were flooded with speculation, sympathy, and outrage. "I can't believe this is happening," one fan tweeted, while another wrote, "Blueface went too far this time." Chrisean's phone wouldn't stop buzzing, each notification a reminder of how public her private pain had become. Meanwhile, Blueface seemed to be struggling with his own guilt. Friends close to him said he spent the morning replaying the night's events, shaking his head, muttering under his breath, and refusing to answer calls. "He's not used to being called out like that," one source said. "He thinks everything can be smoothed over with words, but Chrisean doesn't let things slide. She's raw, she's emotional, and she makes you face your mistakes." The tension between them hadn't diminished. In fact, the public scrutiny seemed to magnify every tiny friction point, making reconciliation feel almost impossible. As the day progressed, the drama intensified when Chrisean's family entered the scene. Her older brother, known for his protective nature, arrived unannounced at Blueface's apartment, demanding answers. "What did you do to my sister?" he shouted, pacing the living room like a lion guarding his territory. Blueface, caught off guard, tried to explain, "It wasn't like that. We were arguing, it got heated, but it wasn't," but his words fell on deaf ears. Chrisean's brother, fueled by anger and concern, interrupted him at every turn, the room vibrating with tension. The friends who had tried to mediate before now found themselves scrambling to contain the escalating chaos. Sources revealed that Chrisean had also reached out to a former friend, someone she had confided in during past relationship struggles. The conversation quickly turned into an emotional venting session, with Chrisean recounting every detail of the previous night. "He doesn't see me, he only sees himself," she cried. "I can't keep doing this. I can't keep feeling like I'm invisible." The friend reportedly tried to calm her down, but the raw intensity of her emotions was impossible to contain. Fans who caught snippets of these private messages were stunned, commenting that Chrisean had never appeared so vulnerable online before. As if the day couldn't get more dramatic, new allegations surfaced. A mutual aqua. Intents claimed that Blueface had been distant and dismissive for weeks leading up to the confrontation, fueling Chrisean's insecurities and emotional outbursts. "She felt alone even when he was in the room," the acquaintance said. "She was crying, texting friends, trying to figure out why he had pulled away." This argument was just the tip of the iceberg. These revelations only fanned the flames of social media frenzy, with fans now scrutinizing every photo, every post, and every interaction between the two. The narrative was shifting, and the tension was palpable. By late afternoon, Blueface reportedly decided to confront the situation head-on. He arrived at Chrisean's apartment, looking tense but determined. Friends warned him, saying, "Be careful, emotions are still high." She's not ready to talk calmly, yet he persisted, knocking on her door and waiting while her breathing could be heard from behind it. When Chrisean opened the door, her expression was a mixture of disbelief, anger, and exhaustion. "Why are you here?" she demanded, arms crossed. "So you can try to fix this?" "It's too late." Blueface's eyes softened, and for a moment, the tension seemed to fade. "I'm not here to fight. I just want to talk. I don't want to lose you over one night." But the conversation quickly escalated again. Chrisean's voice shook as she shouted, "One night? You don't understand what you did. You humiliated me. You put hands on me." Blueface tried to calm her, holding his hands out in a placating gesture. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I swear. I just got frustrated, and it got out of control." Friends in the room described the scene as a battle between raw emotion and attempted reason. Tears were streaming down Chrisean's face, her fists clenched, while Blueface's expression alternated between regret and defensiveness. Things took an even more dramatic turn when Chrisean suddenly revealed she had recorded part of their argument without Blueface knowing. "You don't get to gaslight me anymore," she screamed, waving her phone in his face. The revelation sent shockwaves through the room. Friends exchanged worried glances, realizing the stakes had just been raised significantly. Social media had already begun leaking rumors about the recording, and fans were speculating whether it would go public. The tension between Chrisean and Blueface was now not just emotional, but legal in the eyes of some observers. In the midst of the chaos, another shocking twist emerged. Chrisean's cousin, who had stayed out of the argument until now, revealed that she had evidence of Blueface's alleged involvement in past relationship conflicts, something Chrisean had suspected but never confirmed. "This isn't just about last night," the cousin said, her voice trembling. "There's a pattern here. We have to make sure Chrisean is safe." Friends rushed to support Chrisean, forming a protective circle around her, while Blueface looked increasingly frustrated and isolated. The dynamics of the confrontation had shifted dramatically, with alliances forming and breaking within minutes. Meanwhile, fans online were theorizing about potential outcomes. Some believed this could be the end of the relationship entirely, while others predicted a dramatic reconciliation. Hashtags exploded, trending worldwide, with phrases like #ChriseanBreakdown, #BluefaceEchoes, and #HollywoodDrama dominating the conversation. Influencers and commentators weighed in, offering hot takes and emotional reactions, further fueling the fire. The pressure on both Chrisean and Blueface was immense, with every move scrutinized, every statement dissected, and every emotional outburst magnified. By evening, the argument had taken yet another turn. Sources reported that Chrisean's family demanded a full intervention, insisting that Blueface leave the apartment immediately. "This is not a game," one family member shouted, eyes blazing with anger. "You hurt her, and we're not going to stand by and watch." Blueface, looking cornered, finally stepped back, raising his hands in surrender. The friends who had tried to mediate sighed in relief, but the air was still thick with tension. Chrisean's sobs echoed through the apartment, mingling with the murmurs of her protective family and concerned friends. Just when it seemed like the night might settle, an unexpected call from an entertainment blogger added another layer to the drama. The blogger claimed they had inside information about the couple's past disputes, hinting at previously unknown betrayals and secret confrontations. Chrisean, fueled by both anger and vindication, read the messages aloud, her voice shaking with emotion. "So it's not just me? He's been doing this all along," she cried, the room silent except for the occasional sniffle from friends. Blueface's face drained of color, as the implications of public exposure dawned on him. The tension had reached a fever pitch, and the drama was far from over. Ons were raw, a mixture of heartbreak, anger, and frustration, while Blueface seemed caught between regret and defensiveness, unsure how to navigate the emotional minefield he had created. Sources said that even the smallest interactions, like a glance or a sigh, set off mini explosions of tension, leaving everyone around them anxious and exhausted. By midday, the situation took an unexpected turn. Chrisean, determined to regain some control over the narrative, began publicly sharing cryptic messages on her social media, hinting at betrayal and unresolved conflicts. Fans were immediately intrigued, dissecting every word, emoji, and caption for hidden meaning. One post read, "Sometimes the people you love the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest," leaving followers speculating whether she was referring to Blueface or someone else entirely. The post went viral within hours, with thousands of comments expressing shock, support, or outrage. The family, meanwhile, tried to calm her down, warning her that public posts could escalate the drama even further. Blueface, noticing the storm growing online, attempted to respond with a video message, pleading for understanding and asking fans not to jump to conclusions. "I know things got out of hand," he said, voice strained and eyes tired. "I never wanted to hurt her. We're working through it," but the internet, of course, had other plans. Fans were split between supporting Chrisean, criticizing Blueface, and speculating about the couple's next move. The tension wasn't just private anymore, it was global, and every word spoken, typed, or posted carried weight. Sources revealed that this only added to the emotional strain on both sides, leaving them feeling scrutinized and vulnerable. Later in the afternoon, the drama escalated further when Chrisean's close friend arrived with shocking information. Apparently, Blueface had allegedly been involved in another dispute with a mutual acquaintance, a situation that had been kept under wraps until now. Chrisean, feeling vindicated yet even more betrayed, confronted Blueface with the news. "So now I find out it's not just last night? How long have you been lying to me?" she screamed, tears streaming down her face. Blueface, visibly cornered, attempted to explain, but every word seemed to dig the hole deeper. "It wasn't like that, Chrisean. I didn't mean for it to get messy," he said, but the voice lacked conviction, only fueling her anger. Friends who were present described the confrontation as unstoppable chaos. Chrisean moved around the apartment like a whirlwind, gestures sharp and words cutting, while Blueface tried to maintain calm but kept getting pulled into the emotional current. The room was thick with shouting, sobbing, and tension, with friends attempting to mediate yet feeling powerless. One source noted, "It was like watching a hurricane of emotions collide." Everyone was holding their breath, wondering what would happen next. Things took an even more dramatic turn when Chrisean's family became directly involved again. Her mother reportedly arrived unannounced, demanding answers and insisting that boundaries be respected. "You will not hurt my daughter again," she shouted, tears in her eyes, her voice shaking with both anger and fear. Blueface, visibly distressed, attempted to calm her, saying, "I didn't mean any harm, ma'am. Please, just listen to me," but the tension was so high that no words seemed sufficient. Chrisean's siblings circled around, protective and furious, while friends tried to create space between the two parties to prevent further escalation. As the afternoon turned to evening, Chrisean made a shocking decision. Sources revealed she planned a face-to-face meeting with an entertainment journalist, intending to share her side of the story publicly. The move caught Blueface off guard, leaving him panicked and unsure how to respond. Friends and family tried to intervene, warning her about the potential consequences, but Chrisean was determined. "They need to know what really happened," she said, eyes blazing. "I won't be silenced anymore." The public revelation was set to turn private drama into a viral spectacle, with millions poised to witness the unfolding emotional storm. During the meeting, Chrisean recounted the events of the past 48 hours with raw emotion. She described feeling betrayed, humiliated, and unheard, emphasizing how Blueface's actions had pushed her to the breaking point. "I trusted him," she said, voice trembling. "I let him in, and he made me feel invisible. It hurts more than anything I've ever experienced." The journalist pressed further, asking about Blueface's alleged involvement in past disputes. Chrisean's eyes filled with tears, but she spoke candidly, revealing layers of emotional turmoil that no one had known before. The interview quickly went viral, with fans reacting in real time, expressing sympathy, outrage, and shock. Blueface, meanwhile, struggled with the public exposure of their private issues. Sources revealed that he retreated to a friend's house to regroup, but every social media notification seemed to reopen the emotional wounds. Friends described him as pacing, muttering to himself, and debating whether to release his own statement. The situation had escalated beyond a simple argument into a full-blown public drama, leaving both parties vulnerable and exposed. Fans continued to weigh in, some criticizing his behavior, others expressing concern for Chrisean, and a heated online debate raged across platforms. Just when it seemed the tension might reach a plateau, a new twist shocked everyone. A former partner of Blueface, previously out of the public eye, reportedly reached out to Chrisean privately, revealing alleged interactions and incidents that painted a more complicated picture of Blueface's past. Chrisean, already emotionally charged, confronted him immediately. "So it's not just me? You've been doing this all along," she shouted, her hands shaking. Blueface attempted to explain, but the new revelation only added fuel to the fire. Friends described the room as on the verge of exploding, with emotions running higher than ever before. The evening ended with Chrisean retreating to her bedroom, phone in hand, scrolling through the flood of social media reactions and private messages. She was a mixture of exhaustion and determination, knowing that her next moves could either heal or further damage the fragile situation. Blueface remained outside, pacing, reflecting, and trying to strategize his next move, aware that the public eye would be judging every action. The stage was set for a dramatic continuation of this saga, promising more confrontations, shocking confessions, and emotional turbulence. Sources hinted that the next day would bring even more drama, including surprise appearances from friends, unexpected calls from family members, and potential public statements that could shake the internet. Fans were already on edge, speculating about the future of the relationship and debating who was truly at fault. The combination of private heartbreak, family intervention, and public scrutiny had created a volatile situation that no one could predict. As night fell, the apartment was quiet for the first time in days, but the emotional tension remained. Chrisean, staring at her reflection, whispered to herself, "I have to stand my ground. I won't be broken by this." Blueface, sitting alone in his car outside, repeated over and over, "How did it come to this?" The first sparks of reconciliation, revenge, or further conflict were already forming, and friends warned that the next chapter would be even more unpredictable. The drama was far from over, and fans around the world were bracing themselves for the next explosive turn. The cliffhanger at the end of Part 3 set the stage for the final chapter. Unresolved questions hung in the air. Would Chrisean forgive Blueface? Would Blueface own up to his mistakes? And would family, friends, and fans continue to fuel the fire or help extinguish it? The stakes were higher than ever, leaving everyone waiting, watching, and speculating about what would happen when emotions finally boiled over again. The next morning, the tension was palpable. Chrisean woke up determined to take control of the narrative, refusing to let the previous days define her. Friends described her as focused, a mix of raw emotion and calculated resolve. She immediately began organizing a private gathering at her apartment, inviting only her closest friends and family, determined to address the chaos that had engulfed her life. The energy in the room was electric. Everyone sensed that this confrontation would either bring closure or ignite the flames of drama even further. Blueface, aware of the gathering, arrived reluctantly. He was visibly anxious, aware that he was stepping into an emotional minefield. The moment he entered, Chrisean's eyes locked on him, piercing and unwavering. "We need to talk," she said, voice trembling but firm. Blueface nodded, trying to maintain calm. "I know. I don't want to make things worse." The tension was immediate, the room thick with anticipation. Friends and family positioned themselves strategically, forming an invisible protective barrier around Chrisean while still allowing the conversation to unfold. The discussion began cautiously, each side taking turns to speak. Chrisean's voice was raw, recounting the past incidents, highlighting every time she felt unheard, dismissed, or betrayed. "You think you can just apologize and everything's fine, but it's not," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I've been hurting, and no one ever asked me how I felt." Blueface, face tight with regret, tried to respond. "I didn't realize how much I hurt you. I didn't mean to, I swear." The friends in the room exchanged glances, some holding back tears, others nervously fidgeting, sensing the fragility of the moment. As the conversation intensified, an unexpected twist occurred. One of Chrisean's friends revealed a series of messages that allegedly proved Blueface had been unfaithful during the recent weeks. The room froze, the air heavy with shock. Chrisean's eyes widened, and her hands trembled as she held her phone, reading each message aloud. "How could you?" she whispered, the voice breaking under the weight of betrayal. Blueface, visibly shaken, tried to explain. "It's not what it looks like. I can explain, please." But the explanations fell flat, each word digging the pit deeper. The emotions in the room surged, anger, heartbreak, and disbelief mingling into a charged storm. Family members immediately intervened, with Chrisean's brother stepping forward protectively. "You need to leave, now," he said, tone unyielding. Blueface hesitated, guilt and frustration warring across his face. I just wanted to fix this, he said, voice tight. Chrisean, shaking her head, added, you don't get to fix what you broke. Actions have consequences, the friends in the room murmured in agreement, creating a unified front that left Blueface cornered and introspective. The tension seemed to reach a boiling point when Chrisean decided to confront Blueface about the physical altercation that had triggered everything. The night you put hands on me, that's unforgivable, she said, voice quivering with emotion. The room fell silent, even family members looked shocked. Blueface's expression softened, eyes glistening, but no words could fully bridge the gap that had formed. He whispered, I was wrong, I never should have, I lost control. Chrisean's friends stepped in, guiding her to take a moment for herself, allowing the weight of the admission to settle. Amidst the heartbreak, a surprising twist came from social media. Snippets of the private confrontation had leaked online, causing an immediate frenzy. Fans were shocked, some supporting Chrisean, others defending Blueface, and debates raged across every platform. The family and friends present groaned in frustration, realizing the private struggle had now become a public spectacle. Chrisean, however, remained composed, choosing to focus on her emotions rather than the opinions of strangers. She turned to Blueface, eyes locked, this isn't about them. It's about us, what we've done, and what we're willing to accept. As the evening progressed, Blueface attempted to offer a heartfelt apology. He recounted his perspective, admitting mistakes and expressing regret for every action that had caused pain. I know words don't fix everything, he said, but I want to own up to what I did, to show that I'm willing to change. Chrisean listened, absorbing every word, but the emotional scars were evident. Friends whispered among themselves, debating whether reconciliation was possible or if the relationship had passed the point of no return. Then, just as hope flickered, an unexpected visitor arrived, an entertainment reporter with live questions from fans online. The reporter asked pointed questions about the allegations, the physical altercation, and the leaked messages. Chrisean, composed but firm, addressed the situation with honesty, confirming the confrontation but refusing to speculate on private matters beyond what she had shared. Blueface, cornered and under scrutiny, struggled to respond coherently, adding another layer of tension. The public exposure amplified the stakes, making it clear that every move, word, and decision would now be under a microscope. Friends reported that the emotional roller coaster reached its peak when Chrisean suddenly decided to step outside for air, leaving Blueface alone with the family. Whispers of speculation spread as those inside debated whether this was a moment of clarity or a setup for further drama. Blueface reportedly sat in silence, reflecting on the events and the magnitude of what had occurred, while Chrisean stood outside, phone in hand, scrolling through messages of support from fans. The duality of private reflection and public scrutiny created a surreal tension, leaving everyone on edge. By late night, Chrisean made a decisive move. She announced that she needed space, a separation, not as a permanent end, but as a time to heal and process everything. I can't continue like this, she said, voice steady despite tears. I need time for myself, to understand what I deserve. A Blueface, initially resistant, eventually nodded, understanding that pushing further could only exacerbate the situation. Friends and family supported her, agreeing that this step was necessary, though emotions remained raw and frayed. As the final hours of Part 4 unfolded, sources revealed an unexpected twist. Chrisean's cousin had uncovered messages suggesting Blueface might attempt a public stunt to sway public opinion. The family quickly intervened, ensuring that any such action would be blocked. Chrisean, though emotionally exhausted, felt empowered, realizing that taking control of her narrative was. The story closed this chapter on a cliffhanger, the drama leaving fans desperate for updates, social media buzzing with speculation, and family and friends hoping for a resolution. One thing was certain, the whirlwind of emotions, betrayals, confrontations, and shocking revelations had created a reality TV drama of epic proportions, and the world would be watching closely to see what happened next. And there you have it, the roller coaster of emotions, betrayals, and shocking confrontations between Chrisean and Blueface. The family was left divided, friends were caught in the middle, and fans around the world are still reeling from everything that's unfolded. From the explosive argument, the shocking physical altercation, the leaked messages, to the emotional confessions and family interventions, this saga has had it all. But the big question remains, will this relationship survive the storm, or has the damage already gone too deep? The truth is, no one knows, and that uncertainty is keeping fans glued to every update, every post, and every story. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think really happened between Chrisean and Blueface? Do you believe they can rebuild trust, or is this the beginning of the end? Fans are split, emotions are running high, and the speculation isn't stopping anytime soon. We want to hear your thoughts, reactions, and predictions. Your opinion could be the spark that starts the next big discussion in this drama-filled saga. Don't forget to like this video if you were shocked by what happened, subscribe so you never miss the latest updates, and hit the notification bell to stay in the loop for all the twists, turns, and revelations yet to come. And leave your comment below. We want to hear every theory, every reaction, and every take on what this explosive drama means for Chrisean, Blueface, and everyone involved. The story isn't over, and your voice is part of the conversation. The stage is set, the drama continues, and the world is watching. Are you ready for the next chapter?